Hey everybody, it is 2:50 p.m. on Thursday the 1st of December. I am the Wolfman, and I am very excited about what's going on in my life. There are a few personal developments which will remain personal, but let me just say that they are going well. There's going to be big moves. Big moves. I've written a book. I'm currently in the editing process. It will be on Amazon by the 1st. I just have to finish editing it, design the cover, and then I can put it up there. And so this is not the announcement. I will announce it when it goes on Amazon. And then we'll shop it for publishers and things like that, so on and so forth. That's neither here nor there. It's very exciting. The book's called Tell the Truth and it's a collection of short stories and philosophical teachings. But this is not that. This is just me feeling creative and wanting to get on camera. And so I would like to talk about truth. I feel like it's a good place to start because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I'd like to kind of keep these videos divided by topic. And I feel like if we don't start with truth, then what's the point? So truth, what is it? How do you recognize it? What's the point? What do we have to say about truth? First of all, and if you know me, I never shut up about it. Truth is my number one virtue. I don't necessarily think that it's the most important virtue, but there's a strong argument to be made that it is, because you have to tell the truth to yourself at the very least if you want to have any way of navigating the world accurately. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you decide that being loving is your number one priority, great. Like, that's a good one. But if you don't prioritize honesty, then why would you not just lie to yourself and say, oh no, I love that person, and then you hate them in the meantime? So truth, it seems to me that if you're not able to be honest about the things that you are not doing that you want to be doing, like, I believe that loving people is very important. And then when I come across someone that I hate, I have to go, well, the truth is I hate this guy. And that's very uncomfortable. I go, okay, so I hate this guy. And that's okay. That's where I am. We're not resisting the reality. We're seeing it. We're taking it where it is. And now, what can I do? What can I do to stop hating him? Well, first of all, hate's active, so you can just stop. Like, okay, I'm just not gonna actively. I'm not gonna pursue it. I'm not gonna put any more energy into this. What I used to do about things that I hate, which wasn't often external people. A lot of times it was my own behaviors. Judgment would come up, or anxiety would come up, or depression would come up, and be like, I hate that I'm this way. And that's just doubling down on self-judgment is all that is. So first you drop the hatred and you're like, okay, I'm not going to actively hate myself or hate this other person for whatever it is. And then you go, well, all right, so the thing exists. And if I'm honest, and I'm trying to be, obviously, because we've decided that the truth is the number one virtue. If I'm honest, I would prefer it to be different. But it is the way that it is, so I'm going to accept it. So I have, let's just stick with anxiety for the example. I have anxiety, and that's okay. That's okay. Because it is. And I've decided that reality as a whole is okay. And so I'm just going to say that the anxiety being part of reality must also be okay. Do we have to stay there? No, of course not. There are many things that we can do about this. So what are we going to do? Okay. But sticking to the love aspect of it, Um, at first, I used to be like, okay, well, let me try to find something good about anxiety. Well, it heightens me. It does. A small dose of anxiety heightens me, and it gives me a little bit more of an ability to focus. And so, like, yes, and I like to use self hypnosis and stuff and personify my personality traits. And so I've created an imaginary person that represents my anxiety, and had a conversation with her. Have a seat. We sit and we talk. Like, what are you here for? And then I try not to tell it, like, I try not to force the answer. I try to let the answer just come to me. And the anxiety is like, I'm here to make sure that everything goes right. And I'm like, how do you think that's working? Like, do you think you're making things go better? And I don't remember the whole conversation. It's a thing that I like to do whenever I find a personality trait or behavior that doesn't seem to be working for me. I'll get down, I'll do a self hypnosis practice, which I've done videos about self hypnosis, and I'll do more about how to sort of get into a trance and put your brain in developer mode and mess around and sort of tweak things. That's not what this video is about. Long story short, I'm like, would you rather be anxiety? Because the little personality traits and parts of yourself, they're malleable and you can change them. They can be other things, and they're you. So you're asking yourself realistically what you want to do, but like, you're asking a small part of yourself. Would you rather be anxiety, or would you rather spend your energy in some other way? And I was like, what would you like to do? What would you like to do if your job didn't exist anymore? If I didn't have to have anxiety, and it was about a specific topic. It's like, what would you rather do instead? And anxiety was like, well, I guess we could dance. Like, we could take that energy and we could dance. And I was like, that sounds fantastic. Great. So the next time this thing happens, this energy that comes up that used to be anxiety will just like be a little dance. And that sounds very joyful. And I'd love to be the person that just dances instead of getting nervous. So that's one thing you can do when like, in this scenario where you're trying to tell the truth and you think that loving is very important, and then you find yourself hating, you drop the hatred, and then you try to find something about the thing that you think is a bad thing and find a good thing about it. And that is a very useful technique, because nothing is totally good or totally bad. Like, anxiety exists for a reason. Like, the generations, hundreds of thousands, untold generations have passed down the DNA to you, people that have anxiety, including myself, and they survived. And the anxiety wasn't so bad that it got them killed. So, like, it exists for a reason. It's for something. So it can't be completely bad. You'll find something good about it. Even Hitler probably had good things about him, right? Like, the ultimate bad guy. We all agree that the Nazis are bad and that Hitler's the worst. But even he, in the words of Morty, probably loved Germany. Okay? So, bad example, but the point is, nothing's completely good, nothing's completely bad. The worst thing that you can think of has some good things about it. So one thing you can do is find the thing that you think is bad and find something good about it and focus on it. And then you can love it for the good. But sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you're like, no, I understand that there are good things. Maybe these vegetables are vegetables that I need to eat, but I hate them. The truth is, even though I know that, like, say Brussels sprouts have iron in them and I need iron and B vitamins, I still hate them. I can look at the fact, I can acknowledge conceptually that these are good, that there's good things about them, but I hate them. It doesn't change. So, okay. So trying to find a reason, or actually, that's also another bad example, because that's not what I'm trying to talk about. What I was trying to talk about is trying to find a reason why something is good sometimes doesn't work. Like, and this will happen with things that you don't know well a lot of times, or other people. Sometimes somebody's just like, you don't know them well. They have one interaction with you, and that interaction was purely negative, and you walk away thinking that's an evil person. There's no redeeming qualities to that person. They smell bad, they're ugly, they're mean, they're not intelligent. Like, there's just nothing good about this person. And it's probably a dispassionate observer, even of that small event, could have found something good about the person, but you're so in your feelings that you can't. And that's okay. That's okay. We all have perceptual biases based on our emotions and our experience and how it affects you. And if the person is really bad for you, it can be very hard to find something good about them. So then what do? You're like, I've determined that I'm going to tell myself the truth, and I'm determined that I'm going to love everybody. And then I meet this son of a bitch, and I can't. The truth is, I can't find anything good about him. I can't find any reason to love him. And this is where the next level shit comes in, because it's at some point I realized that you don't have to have a reason to love anything. You don't have to have a reason to love anything. So, you've got crippling depression that's ruining your life, and you're like, oh, I'm going to find something good about this depression and love it, and you just can't. Okay. But if you are a lover, like one who loves, in the same way that a light bulb shines light, if you get yourself into that loving feeling, and you're just like, okay, I find that I feel love, and this is the person that I want to be, and I've decided to be a loving person, and I love. And it was like, okay, I love, and I'm aware of things. And so everything that I'm aware of, I love. And you just radiate light. Love, excuse me, love, light, whatever, same difference. You radiate love the same way that a light bulb radiates light. You don't need to be worthy of the light that comes out of a light bulb. The light doesn't need a reason to shine on you. The light's turned on, and therefore it's shining light on you. And I've found that love is possible in the same way. If you find out how to turn yourself on, you just love. And yes, even, you figure out how to turn yourself on, and something comes into your awareness and it turns you off. That happens. But the more you practice it, the more you find that, like, if you come to the understanding that you don't have to have a reason to love, an external reason. The reason is that you are a lover. And so then you have the depression, and you go, you know what? I have depression. I hated it. I've decided not to hate it anymore. I was able to work myself into saying I have depression, and it's okay. It's okay because it's reality, and I've decided that reality is okay. And now I am a lover. I'm one who loves, and I'm going to love my depression. And be like, well, what's good about depression that you can love it? It would probably be, if you're anything like me, you'll have the voice in your head. What's good about depression that you can love it? Nothing. But I'm not loving it because it's good. I'm loving it because I'm good. Because I'm a lover. Because that's what I do, is I look at things and I love them. And so there you go. And this was meant to be a video about truth, but we call this rabbit trails. And so we went off on a long rabbit trail. That's been a 13-minute video. Probably go for another 7 or so. We're off on a long rabbit trail about love. And if you're going to rabbit trail about something, love's not a bad place to go. Truth, though. Who knows it? What is it? First of all, you're the one who knows it. And if you think that I know it, you might be right. I'm a pretty smart guy, and I have a very intimate relationship with truth, and I have made truth my number one priority, so I probably do know the truth better than anybody that hasn't made the truth their number one priority, because that's what I'm practicing. But at the end of the day, even if you pick me for some reason as the person who knows the truth, you're the one that picked. Which is to say, you who think that I know the truth have been the one to determine that. So if you don't know the truth, then I could absolutely be fooling you, which is why I often sign off my little message especially when I really think I've come across something wise, and I just have the best, like, smartest, most truthy thing to say. I end it with the following statement: but what do I know? I'm a trickster and a fool. So hopefully you'll hear that and you'll go, oh, this guy is admitting ignorance. He is admitting the trickster in him, who may very well be trying to fool me, make a fool out of me, take something from me. And even if he's operating in good faith, he might be an idiot. So, you know, like if you like what I say, great. But just realize that it's because you like it that it's true, not because I might be dishonest and I might be an idiot. And you have to decide whether the things that I say are true or not. And I will help you find the truth to the best of my ability, but I will not be responsible for your truth, for your knowing the truth. That's your responsibility. And so that's the main statement. That statement right there is the whole reason that I wanted to make this video, because I had this really cool idea. I've been working on my energy a lot lately. I set it as one of my goals to optimize my energy. And I'm a creative person, and I just don't feel right unless I'm creating in the world. And I write, and you know, I've kind of come to a point of my book that's not exciting in the same way. I'm still really excited about my book, but like I've done the writing part of it, and now all the writing I'm doing is for new books. And so like I'm editing the book, and I'm gonna try to find different ways to sell it and stuff. And so like there's an itch to find new creative outlets, and I was energetic and feeling like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll start putting out a YouTube video. And like, wouldn't it be cool to put out a YouTube video every day? I don't know, that's a lot. But if I feel this good every day, I could definitely do it. You know, and maybe I'll repeat myself a lot, but it's good to repeat things that are true. Like, okay, so if I'm going to do, and then I started thinking about all these topics that I'd like to talk about, you know, the stories we tell ourselves and love in general, and a lot of stuff, same type of stuff that's in my book, because it's just what I like to talk about. Love, death, sex, happiness. Like these are the things that I like to talk about. Drugs, psychedelic experiences, aliens, God, float tanks. Oh, I had my first float tank experience the other day, and it was pretty cool, except I forgot to put the swimmer's earplugs in, and I got myself a mild case of swimmer's ear, but I'm just about over it, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But it's a really cool experience. If you've never been in a float tank, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. It's like training wheels for meditation. So like if you're not good at meditating, you get a float tank, and it's like almost automatic to start meditating. Anyways, the whole reason I wanted to do this video is because I have a whole bunch of topics that I'd like to do videos on, hopefully over the next several days. And I thought, I don't want to be trying to lay a foundation every time I do one of these videos and like talking away and explaining away that like, oh, you know, you don't know the truth, and like I'm not the source of truth for you. You have your own connection to truth. So I was like, okay, so I want to make one video at the beginning of the series, and I want to say, you're responsible for your own truth. You have a direct ability to perceive the world, and what you see is true. Okay, and you can be fooled just like I can be fooled. And so these next videos, you're responsible for deciding whether they're true or not. I think that they're true, and I'm going to say them the best way that I can. And if the things that I say resonate with the truth in you, then great. Then we have advanced the logos and developed the ideas. And hopefully that's what will happen, is you'll listen and it'll spark some creativity in you, so on and so forth. But the point of this video is to tell you that I am, in fact, a trickster and a fool, and I'm going to bring you some videos on some topics that I'm passionate about over the next few days, and I will help you find the truth, but you are responsible for your own knowing of truth. And that's not only is it good news, it's the only way that it can be. So stay tuned.